Hazard pay is back on, baby. The $10,000 you were waiting for hazard pay in 2020 could be coming to you in 2021. Joe Biden has no less than 3 hazard pay provisions in his third stimulus package. The first one is public sector hazard pay, then private sector hazard pay, then a tax credit for essential workers who made less than about $21,000. But will it be the full $10,000 of hazard pay? How was it calculated in 2020? It was calculated based upon $13 an hour from January 2020 to 60 days after the pandemic ends, up to $10,000 or up to $5,000 if you made over $100,000 in 2019. Essential workers were widely defined. So will the essential workers be defined the same way? Will it also be $10,000? How you get hazard pay? And will you or the employer apply for hazard pay under the third stimulus package? Enjoy this Overnight LA video with a throwback video explaining hazard pay. Hazard pay gets great news today as one of the nation's biggest retailers decides to pay you hazard pay starting right away. Hey everybody, this is LA Late with a second stimulus check and stimulus package update today with really not just good news, but incredibly great news about one company that's paying hazard pay right now. I did not see this happening. I did not see this coming. And really, if you work at this place, you are going to be very happy to watch this video. And I know a lot of you do because I've seen it in the comments. This is a video about hazard pay, that $10,000 program proposed under the HEROES Act, a federal bill that is currently now in the Senate from the House, that proposes to give $10,000 to essential workers who worked during the pandemic and continue to work during the pandemic. As this channel has been detailing over the last couple of days, hazard pay, when we talk about it, is a term, and it's proposed in the second stimulus package as federal law. That does not conflict and actually supplements a lot of hazard pay bills or laws that have been passed in states. So a lot of states are now paying hazard pay to its citizens who worked as essential workers during the pandemic. A lot of cities and counties are doing it as well. I have detailed them over the last couple days. I have told you to basically look up and make it sure and be on alert if your state or county does it as well. But today, as I've warned you, some businesses are considering hazard pay money for its employees as well. Yesterday, I talked about unions hitting grocery store chains like Kroger and Albertson, ensuring that their grocery store workers are paid hazard pay this month. Going forward, this again is supplement to any passage of the second stimulus package. But boy, here comes the great news. Get ready. One word, Walmart. Walmart is going to be paying you, if you work at Walmart, a lot of money for hazard pay. And I know you're going to be ecstatic because I have a lot of viewers that work at Walmart. I've seen in the comments. So let's get right to it. I mean, you may have already heard this news because it's spreading like hot fire. Did I just butcher that expression? It's flipping on the pan like hotcakes or something like that. I just butchered that. Walmart announced today that they're paying hazard pay. They're paying a lot of it. In a news release, they said they'll spend $428 million on hazard pay to workers who are working now in the COVID-19 pandemic. This is incredible. So how much is it? When is it going to come? And let's get right to the details. Full-time hourly employees at Walmart will receive a $300 lump sum. Bam, right in your account. Part-time and temporary Walmart employees will receive a one-time lump sum of $150. So there you go. If you work full-time at Walmart, and I guess this includes both Walmart stores and Walmart.com, so if you're like a call center operator, I guess it includes you as well. Full-time, $300 lump sum, bam, for you. And that's only for now, so don't think this is their only hazard pay payment. Part-time or temporary, $150. Okay, next question. When is it going to come, Ella? Like, where's my money? Show me the money. It's coming pretty fast. August 20th will land in your account. The company will pay the bonuses, they're calling bonuses or hazard pay, on August 20th. So this is really fast. Consumers have been spending a lot of money at Walmart. The company's done very well. Company's stock ticket has increased 10% during this pandemic. Walmart sales are way up 10%. E-commerce sales are up 74%. So they can afford this money. I really don't want to think that they're paying you hazard pay because they've done well financially. But I mean, ultimately, I'm happy that you're getting hazard pay. This is really exciting news. In the announcement Tuesday, Walmart said its stores and its warehouse brand Sam's will be closed on Thanksgiving as well to show appreciation for workers. We know this has been a trying year and our associates have stepped up. We hope they enjoy special Thanksgiving at home and for their loved ones, says John Furner, President and CEO of Walmart. We are certainly thankful to our people for all their efforts. Also, it's one thing I want to make very clear because the news article doesn't say it. This includes all Walmart businesses, Sam's Clubs and similar things like that. So the article didn't go into which subsidiaries of Walmart apply, but there you go. Now, what I want you to understand, and this is really great news, is that there's a movement, and I've been discussing this movement over the last couple of days. There's a movement by these big companies that a lot of you are employed by to pay you hazard pay separate and apart from this actual stimulus package, second stimulus package that's in the Congress. They want to pay it to you. Amazon's been talking about it. Yesterday I talked about the unions or the grocery stores. So there's a real big movement for you. Then there's the states. The states are enacting laws all over the place and allocating resources. Where is this money coming from? This is also really great news and shocking news. The money is coming from the first stimulus package. Yes. The way it worked was the governors and the representatives, members of Congress from each respective states during the first stimulus package debate said, hey, we need money for our state. We need money for our citizens. Give it to us in money for rent grants, and give it to us for people who need assistance for unemployment benefits, and give it to us for people who need hazard pay. Well, apparently they got a lot of these states got this money, but hadn't allocated it out. I don't know why. I mean, that's the part that I don't like, that they sat on this money now. But finally, here we are in July, and they're actually dispersing the money to you. So I want you to, separate apart from watching this video and all the other videos, and like and subscribe and all that great stuff, please like this video because I'm really excited about today's news. They want you to inform yourself whether or not you qualify for hazard pay in your state. So please, when you're done with this video, Google hazard pay your state and see if your state has enacted applications for you to apply for state hazard pay. Next, something that's very important for you to understand is that when we talk about hazard pay, it's a universal term. It's like a vernacular now. But essential workers is defined differently every single place of the universe. So essential workers in a Louisiana hazard pay bill is different than essential workers in a Walmart bill, is different. Walmart, decision is different than something that's in the Congress. So essential workers are defined everywhere. I saw a really interesting comment yesterday from one viewer who said, I asked my boss about this hazard pay thing, and my boss said, oh, I don't really care about it. You're not really essential. I mean, that's sort of the time and place to, say something right back to that boss or, find another job. But I really don't care what that boss says. The term essential workers is defined in each respective thing. For purposes of the second stimulus package, I've gone through the definition of essential workers in the second stimulus package. This, of course, is the federal package. It does not conflict. It does not override anything else that we're talking about hazard pay. So, for example, you know what I'm getting to, because you can see it coming. I know what you're going to say, Alan. So here's about what I'm about to say. I've said to you in all my hazard pay videos, one of the gray areas that is not clearly defined in the term essential workers in the federal hazard pay bill is Walmart employees. Walmart employees are not clearly defined. And I've said, hey, it clearly says in the hazard pay bill in the Congress right now that pharmacies are covered, grocery stores are covered. A grocery store. Well, Walmart is not a grocery store, and Walmart is not a pharmacy, but Walmart has a pharmacy in the store and has a grocery store in the store. So what would happen with Walmart? Well, I've called that the gray area. Ultimately, if hazard pay passes in the Congress and Walmart says, you know what, I'm going to apply for all our employees for hazard pay, you will get both the federal hazard pay and the Walmart hazard pay, which I just described. It's important for you to understand that these do not conflict. They absolutely do not conflict. So really, really great news. How do you calculate hazard pay? What is going on with it? And we're talking about the federal one. Where do you apply? What's going on with it? So let me get right to the details. First, hazard pay in the HEROES Act, HEROES Fund subsection has been written by Democrats. It was written in the House, passed by the House, now is in the Senate. It's currently before the Senate as part of the entire second stimulus package. As you have known, because I've detailed it on this channel a lot, the second stimulus package is like a box. It has a lot of stuff in it. The second stimulus check, hazard pay, unemployment benefits. None of these things conflict with one another, so you can get all these different things if you qualify. And they all go for a vote come August 7th, August 8th, or August 9th. The Republicans on the other side are drafting their proposal, their second stimulus package. I call it Mitch-Once. It was slightly debuted today, but not with a lot of fanfare. I mean, I guess no one's buying the World Tour tickets for Mitch-Once, but, and you're like, Ellen Late, I haven't heard much about Mitch-Once today. It's because it didn't get much press. I'm still starting to filter through what is the details about Mitch-Once. I want to hear the greatest hits of that second stimulus package. But Mitch McConnell and Steve Mnuchin are writing the Republicans' answer to a second stimulus package. Will they include hazard pay? I don't know. Will they say we're not going to pay hazard pay? I don't know. I do know it'll be political suicide for either party to not pay hazard pay. Yesterday I detailed, and boy, it was a very well watched video, so thank you on that, that if you don't pay essential workers, if you don't pay essential workers bonuses for risking their lives during a pandemic, you know what's going to happen? They're not going to work. They're not going to show up at work. They're going to go home. And they're going to actually do what I did on that other video, which is take jobs that are not hazardous and they be paid the same amount of money. And so ultimately when we go to the market, there may be no one in the market trying to, help us at the cash register, because a political party, whether it's Republican or Democrat, say we're not going to pay those people bonuses for hazard pay. It's such political suicide. So I really do think hazard pay will get passed on a federal level. How it will be passed, I don't know. We have a lot of proposals for hazard pay. We have the HEROES Act. We have the Mitt Romney plan. They are slightly different. The way it works is they all get combined in the Congress and they all negotiate and cut and paste and put parts together and try to get it passed. Mitt Romney has a part that I absolutely adore. You love it too, I know it, because you said it in the comments. Mitt Romney wants to require the employer to apply for you. That it would be a law that they have to get hazard pay for you and that they have to pay it for you. And Mitt Romney wants the federal government to compensate the employer for doing it, which I think is great because it takes a lot of bookkeeping work to do it. The HEROES Act does not have that, and that is the part I don't like. Boy, I'm not sugarcoating anything. I don't like the HEROES Act. It says that the employer does not have to apply for hazard pay. It has no requirement to pay for hazard pay and could just choose not to apply for it whatsoever. Well, why do you pass a bill for people who don't have to do anything? It doesn't allow the employee to apply. It requires the employer to apply for the employee. Well, it forbids the employee from applying, but does not require the employer from applying for the employee. So why pass a bill if everyone could just not do anything and get away with it? That doesn't make a lot of sense. The calculation is very simple, thank God. The calculation is you take a number of hours you worked, full-time, part-time, overtime, put it all together, January to the present, take all those hours together, times it by $13 an hour. That is the amount of money that you would qualify for. If it's over $10,000 you made, then there's one thing. If it's under $10,000 is another thing. This is how you look at it. The hazard pay bill says if you made less than $100,000 last year, you can get up to $10,000 lump sum for hazard pay. If you made over $100,000 last year, we will cap your hazard pay payment at $5,000. So when you do that calculation, number of hours times $13 an hour, and you get, let's say, $12,000, then you're only going to get 10. If you get only $2,000, no worry, you will get that $2,000, and then going forward, you will get payments on a $13 an hour calculation. Really exciting news. If you are a Walmart customer, congratulations. I'm very happy for you. If you're not a Walmart, not a customer, employee. I mean, wouldn't it be great if the customers got the hazard pay bill as well? No, if you're a Walmart employee, congratulations for you. If you work at another type of big box place, like a Home Depot or a Kroger or a Target or a Costco, I want you to have hope, because I think that there will be more announcements like this. Your value as an employee is so important. Thank you. And I think that it's not just me thanking your contribution as a essential worker, but I think it's your employer thanking you. And I do believe that a lot of those employers have done very well during this pandemic, can afford to pay you this hazard pay, and will pay you, because ultimately they need to ensure that they continue their operations with you as a valued employee. The pandemic is not going away. I don't want you to think when Walmart gives you a hazard pay check now, that if the pandemic is still causing lockdowns all the way to December, that you're not going to get another one. I think you will get another one. A lot of exciting, great news today. A lot of great stuff. If you like this video, please like it. As always, stay positive, stay motivated, stay informed, stay educated, and stay smiling. And as always, stay at LA for more.